Hey guys, it's Nate, aka The Foot Accountant. Welcome back to the channel. It's another promo Friday on FC26. We bid adieu to the Great Winter Wildcards promo, and instead, the Time Warp promo begins. And as we've talked about recently, the leakers have really been hyping up one specific part of content that's coming today, but recently they've gone silent. Did something change? It just seems a bit odd that we haven't learned about the big evolution that was leaked with the Bombazo emojis just a couple of days ago, and it has me wondering, what's happening today then? Is the Evo not as good as it was originally leaked? Did EA change something? And what about the rest of the content for today that was leaked ages ago, but we haven't heard anything about since? We're going to cover everything for today's promo and talk about what we know, and of course talk about the market, but I'm really curious, is there going to be a surprise today, or are they going to leak it still before content? We're going to have some specific coin making advice as well in today's video. I have sold up on my big investment from last week of Christmas. We're almost liquid with the coins, but I'm still holding on to a few things, and I think we can make some more coins tonight. It's a promo Friday night. We got Weekend League. It's going to be going. It'll be a good time to make coins. Let's talk about it, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, let's get things started by looking back at yesterday's last day of content for the Winter Wildcards promo on Thursday, where we, of course, had the weekly refresh of SP objectives, the weekly objectives, the Season 4 weekly play objective, and then, of course, all of your manager career, player career, pro clubs, and even these seasonal objectives for Ultimate Team that refreshed yesterday as well. This is important to mention because we are still in the early stages of this brand new season pass that dropped last week, and it's a really good season pass. Once again, I think it's actually worth trying to at least put a little bit of effort into figuring out how you can level up each week, because man, some of the evos that are in here, even in the free pass, like this level 8 evo for Architect, is really commonly used in the Hullet evo chains and the Maldini evo chains. There is a lot of good rewards inside of this season, so I wanted to make that known, of course, as we're all chasing that level 40, even though we're in the beginning stages of that right now. Also, one thing in objectives before content today, if you're trying to finish the Winter Wildcards exhibition or the Winter Wildcards tournament modes, all of that expires today. I've got to do a couple more games in the tournament finale, and then I'll have all those objectives done, just because those go away today. And you know what? It's a couple of packs. It doesn't take that much work. I'm going to try to finish it myself before then. But just a quick reminder for you guys that are trying to finish those modes. Now, let's go to yesterday's Evo content. We had a new Year Evo to start off 2026 called New Year Overdrive. It is for right backs, and it gives some good boosts, but man, there are some glaring issues and problems with this Evo. I feel like you either love this Evo and you got a great card coming out of it for you, or you're kind of like me and you're like, I just don't know who I want to put into this Evo, because I like my right backs and my left backs to have the intercept, the anticipate playstyle, to be a little bit more defensive. I'm talking fullback plus plus, and this Evo is more for like an attacking, sort of attacking right back. You do get really big boosts. You get huge plus 15s and 25s and even a plus 30 to shooting as a part of this Evo, and some good playstyles. You get the quick step, you get pinged, you do get technical, and then the quick step plus at the end. That is a pretty good one. Big pace boost in there as well, as I mentioned. Like, it's not a bad Evo, but when I click on a player here like Tim Weah, who I'd really love to evolve, when I look at the end card here, I don't have the intercept. I don't have the anticipate. I mean, some of his base playstyles are throwing off the card a little bit here anyway. And I wish there's a bit bigger of a defensive boost as well, even for this guy Fossey, who I probably am going to put into this Evo because it is free. I know I'm complaining a little bit here about a free Evo, and this, for a free evolution, is pretty solid. I just wish that the defensive boost was a bit more, and I wish that some of the playstyles were a bit more defensive. But since he already has those, he's got the Anticipate Plus, and he's got the Intercept base with the Bruiser base as well. This is a card that I feel a lot more comfortable putting into the evolution, because of what he already has on his card. And that's what I see with this Evo actually being the best way to go about it. You take a look at a Diogo Dalot or this Lewis Miley. They've already got really good playstyles on their cards. Tiki Taka, Intercept, Anticipate, Aerial, Press Proven for Miley. He gets the pinged and the technical and the quick step plus. That's a heck of a card. A 92.3 right back foot bin rating. And of course, you got the players that are most popular in this evolution, like Lewis Miley's Inform, going from 14,000 coins up to 35K on the market. I tweeted out yesterday after I checked my club and noticed that the Tyjon Buchanan card, Thunderstruck 85 rated, was up a whole bunch. I bought him for 10,500 coins during the Thunderstruck promo as a club stock. Sold him for 30K because he's extinct there, max price, after he fits in this Evo as well. Same thing kind of goes for Dalot, right? Dalot has the base intercept playstyle on his card, and you know what? He's a very popular player. This gives him a very good boost, and it's actually comparable to his very popular not Winter Wild cards, but his Thunderstruck card there. And come on, this card's 200,000 coins, and when you can create a card that's similar to that via a free evolution, that's going to make his gold card go up. His gold card went from 700 coins up to 9K yesterday. Guys, check your clubs for some of these right backs because they have gone up a lot in value. But again, personally for me, it's just going to be a free Evo that I put onto this Fossey card probably that I wish gave some other boosts, but it's not bad. It's kind of like one of those 50-50. Some people like it, others don't sort of Evos because there are some good parts to it. But in other ways, I wish there were some bigger boosts and different boosts as a part of it too. It just kind of comes down to your personal preference is maybe the best way to say it. Now, to go to SBCs, we finally had the Ashley Cole. It was a day of left backs and right backs yesterday, a position set that we're normally not getting a lot of cards for. We need more Evos and more SBC players for right backs and left backs. This card here for Ashley Cole can play both right and left back, 4-star, 5-star. He's got good stats, the 89 pace. He's got good play styles, but again, you're missing the intercept, the anticipate. Personally, for me, those are a must-have on my defenders, but this is a pretty good, more attacking style right back or left back. Low-driven, incisive, whipped. He still has the block, the jockey, the slide tackle, fullback ++, and wingback ++ on both sides, right back and left back. 9 squads for Ashley Cole, only an 82 rated for the loan. I always want to point that out because before you take, the plunge into the deep end to complete the whole 9 squads here, you can of course just do the 82 rated loan 5-match version and get yourself a little loan of this card and try it out to see if it's worth for you to put all your fodder into this. I don't love that it's 9 squads, but when I look at this card, would he be 299,000 coins, which is the price of the SBC on the market? And when you think about the boost that he got, 4-star, 5-star is great. He's got a 91.8 FUTBIN meta rating. He's got good play styles. It's an icon that you don't have to worry about chemistry. Gives a lot of chemistry to the team. Dope card design. You can make a case that it is worth it. It's downvoted, as you see here. The SBC is downvoted as well, which I think I would downvote it because I don't think I'm going to complete this SBC myself, but you could absolutely make a case to do this. It's kind of like when we get the Zambrata SBC. Since he plays on the left and the right as well, this is just a card that you could use for a while and know that you're going to be having a solid player in your team for a long time that's going to perform for you. But for me, the way I look at this is I needed something that was a clear and obvious upgrade over Jordi Alba, and I don't think I got that. Even though Ashley Cole has more playstyles and arguably better playstyles, he doesn't have the anticipate. And I love Jordi Alba's tiki-taka, I honestly do. And this SBC came out in October, and his stats are actually very similar to the Ashley Cole, who just came out, of course, at the start of 2026. So for me personally, I'm going to skip the Cole SBC. But again, similar to the Evo that we were just talking about, if it's one that's emotional for you, that you want to get done, absolutely go ahead and do it. I was hoping that the Ashley Cole would actually drop some prices on left backs like Teo Hernandez, because it was going to be such a good SBC, and it ended up not being as insane. It didn't really cause panic on left back prices on the market. So cards like Teo Hernandez, especially because he's got upgrades incoming for his card, did not go down. Left backs were not really hurt at all yesterday by that SBC. The other SBC we had yesterday, just to close out this conversation, would be marquee matchups for a rare mixed players pack tradable, and that was about it. Since it was kind of a slower day as well in terms of content, guys, the market after division rivals rewards did very, very good. I've started to take some coins on some of my investments from last week, as I mentioned, but if you take a look at prices, especially on the Winter Wildcards teams 2 and 3, we did say a lot during the week that if you wanted to buy one of these for your team, we thought that on Thursday was going to be the day to do it. Lacroix from 116K yesterday up to 140,000 coins where he is now. Even the Baby Vieira icon from 580,000 coins to 632,000 coins. You basically just saw yesterday a slow day of content, people knowing that the good Winter Wildcards promo is coming to a close and thinking, I want, or they want to buy these players, and the new promo that is coming up next doesn't seem to be that crazy, and these cards have a lot of hype. So people just went out and they bought cards for their teams yesterday. That is the obvious thing that happened on the market, and I do think that's good. Obviously, you love it. If you're making coins right now, you've seen prices go up. You're very happy to see somebody out like Marmouche start to rise in value. This guy was 80K earlier in the week. What is he now? Like in the mid 90s, 95,000 coins for his card right now. Could go higher tonight for sure. But I will say one thing about trading today on Friday, whenever we see really good rises on the market on a Thursday after Rivals rewards, it usually means there's a little bit less of a Friday night bubble. So I think that's just one thing to keep in mind. And I do have some worries about the market in some specific areas, which we will talk about a little bit later in the video. But let's get into the news. What is happening today? We've been talking about it actually the past couple of days. The fact that Winter Wildcards is ending and the fact that Time Warp is starting. We've got the FIFA Legends promo with the boosted chemistry. But again, guys, the leakers have gotten very, very quiet. Do we need to be worried about that big piece of content, the Evo for Claudia Pina that was leaked, the Bombazo tweets and everything? We're going to talk about that in a second. Once again, just to quickly overview what is happening today, this is Team 1 of the Time Warp promo with official stats. There's some absolute gems in here, as we talked about yesterday. We got Royce, Suarez, Ter Stegen, Xhaka, and Messi. Again, FIFA Legends for sure. And again, guys, these cards have boosted chemistry. They will all be on max chemistry, 3 out of 3 chem points when you put them in position in your team. We just have yet to know if they're going to also give chemistry to the team as well, like provide extra links for either nation, league, or club. Pogba's getting his first promo card of the year. That's not an SBC. Carvajal, Barnes, Milner, Lamina, Kostic. You know, you got the Smalling card there with the wrong nation, but Smalling. Juan Mata looks great. And then some of the cards down here at the bottom, you know, there's going to be some fodder, right? This promo definitely does not look as exciting as Winter Wildcards. But, you know, there's a few things in here, and if you do get lucky enough to pack one of these cards here in the top row, you're going to be super duper excited. So that is the promo team that is coming out today. But in terms of hype for this promo, I even said it yesterday, it's going to come down to the Evos and the SBC. Since the idea for this promo is good and the card design gives the boosted chemistry, there's some potential. And this tweet from a few days ago, of course, is the #1 thing that has been talked about with this Time Warp promo. The Bombazo leak tweets about this evolution that Claudia Pina's gold card fits into that gives her a huge pace boost, a little bit of a dribbling and passing boost, as well as a physical boost, and another play style. But guys, today's the 2nd of January. Foot Police and these guys on Twitter have said nothing about this evolution since December 30th. The leakers are very quiet. And when they tweeted out this leak in the first place, he was saying that these are the official stats for the Claudia Pina card that would get upgraded through the evolution, which is crazy. If he knows the official stats of the cards coming out of the Evo, and he knows the requirements too, but has said nothing in the last 2 days, that just seems a little bit fishy, honestly. I mean, he still could have the leaks and it still could drop exactly as he's saying it today, but why has it gotten quiet? Did EA change something about this Evo? Like, is it not going to be as good as it was originally, you know, posted to be? Or this has happened before with these leakers. Sometimes they post the Bombazo emojis, right? Crazy Evo is coming. This is going to be insane. And then the Evo comes out and it's 100,000 coins. Is that going to be the problem with this evolution? I am curious. And hey, I'm always good for a surprise. I know that some of you are like, Nate, they're not leaking. This is good, right? We could be surprised today. Absolutely. We love a good surprise. We love when content drops, like the classic hero pack that we got a couple weeks back. We had no idea how that was going to be in the game. It ended up being the free Evo cards or the free hero cards that we got. It was awesome. But now that they've started tweeting about this Evo, we have this expectation of it being crazy. And if it doesn't deliver today, then we're definitely going to be disappointed. So that's the #1 thing to watch out for with content today, is this evolution. And I'm saying all this right now because they haven't tweeted in the past couple of days, but before content today, I would have to imagine that we do get the Evos leaked. That is my expectation because that's kind of how these guys work, right? A few hours before content yesterday, they leaked the right back Evo. Happy New Year. Here's this, here's that. All I'm saying is, if he's not tweeting about it and didn't tweet about it in the past 2 days, did something change? I'm a little bit worried about that. We will just have to see. Now, speaking of this Evo one more time, Last call to sell in the hype. Before content today, I would sell your gold Claudia Pina. I know this might make the best version of her card in the game, which a lot of people are going to want. Again, this is the expected card. We are seriously looking at the first 90 pace Pina. Now, ignore the second playstyle plus. That's from the end of the season pass, of course. But 86 shooting, so no upgrade. 84 passing, 89 dribble, small upgrade there. But the huge pace boost is going to completely change this card and make her even more crazy. With that being said, so many people are invested in this card that is very, very packable. I think you want to sell in the hype because, like I mentioned as well, you don't know what the price of this Evo is going to be. If it's 100K and it has a lot of requirements, that's the biggest thing here. What are the requirements? That's what I've been saying and asking for the last 2 days, 3 days. What are the requirements for this Evo? Because if there's a lot, which he says there is, that actually means it could be bad. Like, it could be a very restrictive evolution that Claudia Pina does fit, but a lot of other players don't. And in that case, I would still say to sell the Claudia Pina in the hype, and I would want to be very careful about her other versions, which have actually kind of come back up a bit. She was 220,000 coins on a Wednesday, right? 204 for the striker version here, and now she's back to 250. We'll see what the Evo looks like, but just to be careful, if it does come out and it does give the boost that is expected here, I would want to sell this card as well. And I want to be careful with some other strikers and left mids because, I mean, hey, boosting up to 90 pace does actually seem like it could be a pretty good Evo. We'll just have to wait and see what actually happens. So that's the big part of content today we're going to be watching closely. When we check content today on stream, that'll be the first thing that we look for. The second thing we'll look at is the SBC. Arturo Vidal, once again, as we've talked about, is expected to drop today because him and Baggio are this week's player SBCs for the promo. Hey, that SBC right there is a insta-complete for me if it's the right price. So many legendary Vidal cards in previous years. 88 passing, 87 defense, and 86 physical. If he's got incisive and pinged, if he has an intercept or an anticipate and a bruiser and maybe a relentless, you know, if he's got good play styles, they don't have to all be the most meta, but if he's got good play styles, got a good weak foot and skills and good rolls, like, this could be a really, really emotional WSBC. It's just got to be the right price. I hope he's like 150 to 200,000 coins and nothing super expensive. Now, during Winter Wildcards, we had 2 player SBCs a lot during the promo. I don't think that's going to happen during Time Warp, but I wanted to mention this Baggio just in case they would drop 2 player SBCs in one day. Baggio is the other card that's expected or leaked as well to be as a part of the promo content sometime this weekend. Could be today potentially. I would have to imagine, though, that Vidal would be today and that Baggio will be later in the weekend. Could be the other way around. Could be Baggio today and then Vidal later in the weekend. But that is just my guess that Vidal would be today. And I think that if this card is good, too, the center mid-market could drop. I mean, I'm talking about strikers and left wings that could drop a little bit, but you know, some of the other cards, even some that are just leaving packs, like the Vitinha star performers, like a box to box, maybe more so of a box to box, less of a cam for a guy like Vidal, but especially a CM CDM type player could drop in price, especially if it's around this price range, like 100 and 200,000 coin cards, 300,000 coin cards. Those would be the ones in danger the most because of this Vidal, if he is priced well, because you don't need to buy any Chilean managers. You don't need to buy any links for this card. If they have boosted chemistry, it is a legit plug and play. Replace legit whoever you have in your team, put this card in, and they fit on full chemistry. So that's another worry for why center mids could drop a bit, but it all depends on the value of this card. I probably won't be trading with center mids today or left mids or strikers. I'll probably be sticking to defenders, maybe right wings for a place to trade on the market. Last thing we have to talk about today. Where in the world is news about La Liga Player of the Month? Add this to the whole scenario right now that we're not getting a whole lot of news about, you know, upcoming content in terms of the leaks that we thought we were going to. La Liga Player of the Month Lamine Yamal expires today. The voting is closed. We're expecting to get another Player of the Month today, but maybe because of the holidays, we are not. Like, that's kind of where this is pointing now. Either we're going to get the La Liga Player of the Month SBC today and be surprised by who it is. Maybe it's not Mbappe. Maybe it's not Lamine Yamal. Maybe it's somebody completely different because it hasn't been leaked yet and it's not exciting. Who knows? Or the SBC and the award actually isn't going to be given out until next week. But the fact that voting is closed and this SBC expires today, of course, led us to believe that the SBC would be today. And if it is, it would be dropped early. So that's just one thing to watch out for. If you invested in fodder for the Player of the Month Mbappe, you probably bought low enough that you still don't need to sell. Even if he doesn't end up winning the award, I mean, you could sell into the hype if you wanted to, but we were talking about buying 89s when they were 13, 14K on Friday. Yes, they were that low. Like, they were crazy, crazy cheap on bids, right? Especially if they're like 15K. You're up to 17,000 coins now. And even yesterday, they were 20,000 coins, and then they dropped off a bit. This is another sign that, well, actually, Vitinha was out of packs, so I should double check before I say that that's how all fodder moved, because he was not in packs. But Harry Kane was 16K, but all these cards were 13,000 coins. If you bought 89s there, I think you're fine to hold almost into Team of the Year. But if you don't want to hold for that long, you could try to sell for 17 to 18. And if Player of the Month Mbappe does come out, I think those go higher. But at least right now, without news of that, it is a little unnerving, right, if you're a fodder investor. So those are all the pieces of content that we're looking out for today. Of course, with this Time Warp promo, we are going to be talking about this soon. We have one of the most interesting upcoming live events of the year, just because it's different. We have a bronze tournament, a bronze live event. It's not a tournament, right? It's max chemistry mode. It's casual, they say. So we're going to have to see what the rewards for this are saying. As we take a look in here, there's some good ones, an 82x3, an evolution that we don't know what it is yet, an 85x2, a time warp and Zanzi, and another Evo. We'll be looking out for those rewards tomorrow on Saturday, most likely, when this event's going to start. But definitely watch out for that. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually had a bronze Evo today, like a Evo that you put a bronze player in and it doesn't take you above 64 rated, or maybe a couple of those Evos during this weekend to help us boost up some of those players that we'll be using for that tournament, that live event there. That's really interesting, but that does not start today. It'll just be Weekend League on the docket for today in terms of game play. Now, let's talk about content a little bit more, especially on how to make some coins, because I know a lot of you guys, like myself, I've sold up on some investments. I'm still looking to trade today because maybe you have a goal for Team of the Year. Maybe you're like, you know, Team of the Year is, well, 5 days from now, we're going to get the Team of the Year vote, and that's going to be the beginnings of that whole scenario. But you're maybe thinking, I want to have more coins for Team of the Year so that I can open more packs. I can send the big packs in the store with my coins, or maybe you're trying to save up for the season pass because it looks very worth it. Whatever the case may be, if you're trying to build your coins up, Fridays are always a great days to trade. And I want to focus on that to end the video today, just to look at a couple ways you can make coins. Fodder is a great way to make coins every single Friday night, even if the prices on fodder don't drop. Right now, guys, fodder didn't drop at all yesterday. I was expecting it to with Division Rivals rewards. Nope. Fodder is going up. 9.5K for the 88s. You got 6.5K for the 87s. I don't think this is going to last throughout the weekend, though. You guys know, once we hit the Weekend League rewards supply every Friday night, 3-4 hours after content, fodder starts to slide because there's a lot of the tradable supply that comes in from those rewards. And that's why, even with the lightning round packs that we get every single promo now on a Friday right at content, with all that supply coming in, it'll be an amazing, amazing time to get on bids for fodder. If you have less than a couple 100,000 coins, this is your place to live. Bid on 85, 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s that are in packs, and get on the bids for those, because you will be winning, as we always hear about on Friday nights, players from these positions and these ratings very low, like 88s, to win them at 5K, sell them for 9, win 87s for 3K, sell them for 5, right? That's insane profit if you can do that time over time over time. So low budget, I would absolutely get on the bids for fodder tonight. Also, we have the 87 plus base or Thunderstruck icon pack. It's going to refresh today at content. That's actually really good for fodder. It might make fodder go up a little bit right after the content drop. So if you're winning bids on cards and you're selling on buy it now for more, you actually might be able to make a lot of money on fodder tonight, if that makes sense. So just keep an eye out for that. That should be a place to make some coins. And also, in packs cards, the Time Warp players that get dropped in packs today, bid on these. Like maybe somebody who's not that expensive that you can afford, like James Milner. How much is that card going to be today? You know, he looks pretty good, but like, let's say he's like 150K or something like that. You might be able to win him on bid for like 70K and sell him for 100K, as his price is dropping from whatever he is when he gets listed in packs. He gets supplied, he drops. you can win crazy bids along the way and quick flip them for really good money. This whole entire promo team, except for the ones that are like discard price right away, you can absolutely make coins on that as well. And then what I'll be doing tonight is just watching for any sort of panic selling and watching for fluctuations on cards that I feel comfortable trading. Now, for a guy like this Valverde, he's down. That's an undercut as a snipe right there at the moment. But that's the type of card that I'd be looking for. Somebody who's rare, who's out of packs, who's probably not a center mid or a left mid or striker. So I'll be kind of looking at like center backs. I'll be looking at right mids, right wings, maybe some center attacking mids, depending on how things look. That's where I'd be looking on the market today, just because you don't have to compete with people that are putting the new Evo players or new SBC players like Vidal or the Pina Evo in their team. So be watching the market today. Out of packs cards are always great. A lot of times we look to buy these players in around the content drop time, if you know what I'm saying. Like, we're talking about buying cards right at content, right before. Like, man, this Vitinha was 1.187 on Wednesday, and even he's 1.23 right now. I know that we have Vidal coming today, but still, like, that's a guy who's shown some positive movement on the market in the last day or so from where he was dropping during the week, as center mids have all been dropping. But, like, he went to 1.4 mil yesterday. 1.2, like, that's 1.2 flat. If I can get this on bid for 1.2, I will absolutely buy that. That feels very safe to me because that's a card who still has a lot of demand. And, you know, the promo seems interesting today, but it doesn't seem super crazy. I think you're going to be able to trade really well tonight and sell. Again, so we're talking about buying cards. You want to sell in that 2 to 3 hour window after content, which is when we have the Friday night bubble. That's because you have a lot of people buying teams for FUT champs, and that's a great time to sell. And then during the rest of the weekend, you have some fluctuations too, but especially for the new Impacts promo cards, you'll want to sell those if you pack one of those tonight, as always. Again, for all of your specific market questions, drop by the stream when we're live today, during, and after the content drop of this Time Warp promo. We'll be talking a lot about the market today, looking at new content and seeing what EA do to surprise us today. The ball is in EA's court. Surprise us. Winter Wildcards was great. We know Team of the Year is going to be great. What happens in the meantime in the middle? Ball's in your court, EA. Surprise us. Drop something that's banging today. That's going to be the video for me today, guys. Make sure you drop by the stream today on the Twitch, on the YouTube, or the TikTok as well if you want to watch there. And we'll be looking at the new Time Warp promo, getting involved with everything, making some coins, and hopefully packing one or two of these cards as well. If you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you have any questions, and of course, subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys there in the stream today. It's been made for kind of a great Friday. Peace out.